This is Minecraft, a sandbox game with no limits. New players and experienced pros alike can improve their game by following along with this, the Minecraft Crafting Manual. Let me show you why. Welcome back to the Minecraft Crafting Manual, the series where I teach beginners and experts alike new tips and tricks for Minecraft survival. This is episode 8. And if you saw last episode, you'll know that we started off making this trading hall. It's not quite finished, we've got a couple of slots left, we can slap some in there. But I was really pleased with the progress that we made. And you will also know that of the 4 objectives we set ourselves, I only completed 2, which means those 2 come right to the fore of this one. So this should be quite interesting. These are the objectives for today's episode. And the first 2 are taken directly from episode 7 where we didn't finish. Let's go to the Nether and get some resources, some very specific resources that are going to help us do the next one, which is finish the sugarcane farm. We will also get some other stuff whilst we're there as well. Once we finish that sugarcane farm, we can maybe make a few more farms. For example, I'd like to create a simple iron farm. We are running out of iron. We can't afford to run out of iron. It's such an important staple in Minecraft. We need to have a steady flow of it. And finally, I want to build an enchantment setup. I want to make sure that we're properly protected on our armor. All of our tools have got everything they need, and this is a really good way of doing it. So let's crack on. And we may or may not do all of those in that order, but I think definitely the first thing we're going to do is go to the Nether, which means I've got a little bit of preparation to do. I'm going to harvest up my crops so they're ready and rolling, but I also need to make myself a very specific set of armor, and I'll tell you why in just a second. And while I'm at it, I might as well chop down a few trees just to get my wood stores up. Anybody think I might be putting off going to the Nether? It always feels a little bit scary the first time you go through there, no matter how experienced you are. I also really need to fix up this mending pick. The bashy pickaxe has only got 200 durability left on it, and that's not going to be enough. So I'm going to sort out with this redstone a little bit of extra durability onto that, because this will give me some XP every time I bash one out. It'll also give me a lot more redstone if I use my bashy pickaxe. So if I do that, come on, get up to the top. So I'm towering up just so as I can basically tower back down again with my bashy pickaxe, and every time I do it, it'll give a little bit of experience, which means it'll go onto that pick rather than onto me. So starting at 200, I've gone through 3, it is now on already 215. So this should be quite good. Let's see what it is when we get to the bottom. And nearly there, and that is it. And our pickaxe now has got 414, so 200 just from that stack of redstone. Look how much redstone I get out of it as well. Love fortune. But that does mean that this redstone is going to take up a lot of space. So what you can do with redstone and a few other ores as well, you can just put it into a block of redstone by putting 9 redstone into your crafting grid like this. And that massively reduces the amount of space it takes up. There we go. So 28 blocks of redstone now. If I come in here, pop in that redstone there, and that is so much easier. I might block these up as well. So all of that redstone now is in 41 redstone blocks and 6 redstone dust. So much less space. I'm also going to put my 414 bashy pickaxe in there. So I've got a little bit of gold that I'm going to take out here, which is going to be useful in a minute. And if I then look at that, that's now up to 444. Smelting ores really helps too. So I'm just going to smelt up this copper. And whilst that's happening, I'm going to make myself some essential equipment for the Nether. Gold boots. Now the thing about the Nether is there's these little monsters in there that want to kill you. They're called Piglins, and they love gold. In fact, they love gold so much that they'll completely ignore the fact that they hate you if you're wearing some gold. And they'll also trade with you if you give them gold and give some other stuff. So we're going to try and do that in just a moment when we go through as well. But it does mean I'm switching out my boots for gold ones. And speaking of gold, I'm also going to take some of these carrots as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 8 should be enough. And I'm going to get myself some gold nuggets. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is enough. And then we're going to take that out. We're going to place that gold carrot there. And we're going to surround it with nuggets giving us the golden carrot. Now, the golden carrot is without doubt the best food in the game. And really strangely, the gold doesn't break your teeth either. Now, it doesn't give you necessarily as many haunches back. It only gives you 3. But the amount of extra power in the background that you get, you don't lose your heart so quickly. Your hunger doesn't go down so quickly when you eat these golden carrots. It's really, really useful to have some. And it doesn't really cost that much. So let's just have a quick sleep and then we'll get ready to go through. Right, I've gathered a few resources up and I'm just going to come down to where our mine opening is, because this area here, not the mine, but round here is where I think I fancy placing my nether portal. I'm going to cut myself out a little bit from this area here, I think, and I'm going to create it, not only my nether portal, but maybe a few other bits down this little corridor. I quite like the idea of this semi-underground, almost hidey hole where I can keep stuff. So let's just dig out a little bit of an area. Now, ordinarily, to be able to reach the nether, you would need 10 obsidian. That's 10. I've got 12 because I'm going to make something slightly bigger than normal. A standard nether portal is 2 by 3 obsidian. So you place 2 obsidian there, 1, 2, 3 obsidian there. Then you place another 2 obsidian up there, and then you place another 1, 2, 3 obsidian there. I'm going to go ever so slightly bigger because I quite like a square nether portal. So I'm just going to take that one out as well, place that there and that there, and then that there, and that there. That is still a nether portal, it's just slightly bigger. I'm then going to kind of decorate it up with a little bit of different types of rock. I've got some smooth bricks, I've got some cobble, I've got some basalt, because I quite like the idea of it just not being blank, not being just your standard obsidian sat there. That seems like just much more attractive. I'm also going to bring out a little bit of netherrack that I'm going to get from the other side, which is a different type of rock. Right now, that is going to have to do me, I think. Yep. But ultimately, we're going to make that look a lot nicer. And it also means that we're probably going to extend this out with a little bit more stone. This all comes down to whether or not you want to go aesthetically, you want things to look good, or whether you just want it to be functional. If all you need is function, then just do a 2 by 3 nether portal. Don't worry about all the fluff that I've done there and walk through it and get to the nether. I just like making things a little bit more fancy. That copper's also stopped smelting there. So I'm just going to see, what have I got? 355, because I've just used it to dig some bits. Let's get those out. Let's get those out as well. And that's made it 533. That's much nicer. I'm just going to pop these away. And just like the gold, you can turn these into blocks. And there are other ways that you can increase the durability on your tools and your weapons. And that's if you come into an anvil and you pop that tool in there, and then you get a diamond, because it's a diamond pickaxe. If it was an iron pickaxe, you'd use iron. Place the diamond in there. You can see we instantly jump up to 923. That diamond effectively re-edges your tool. It costs enchantment, but it does get you stuff back. You know what? Just for demonstration purposes, there you go. And if items are not enchanted, you can do it in a crafting table. Okay, we're nearly ready. I'm just going to get myself a few little bits of gravel. And I'm also going to get myself 1 piece of iron. And I'll tell you for why. Because we need to get ourselves a flint and steel. And to get a flint and steel, you need a piece of flint and a piece of iron. But I've not got any flint. You get flint from gravel. And what I can do, using my fortune pick, theoretically, there we go. We should get it straight away. I put 8 down in case we didn't. We might actually get another bit now. Yep, there we go. So we can make ourselves a flint and steel now. Now all we need to do is place 1 iron, 1 flint, and that gives us a flint and steel. And then I can put this other bit inside here. Now, ordinarily, you would use a shovel on gravel, of course, but I have fortune on my pick. So even though it would have taken a little bit of extra durability, I was pretty much guaranteed of getting that flint, whereas with a shovel, it can take several digs. It's also a really good idea to grab yourself some gates for your nether portal, and I'll show you why. When you light your nether portal, each of the nether portal blocks, the glowy bits that you'll see in a little while, they will be able to generate piglins, specifically zombie piglins that then come into your world. Now, they don't necessarily do any harm, but if you accidentally knock them, they get really aggressive and they hurt quite a lot. You'll see some when we go through, so you can avoid it. If you place a gate there, there, and there, they won't be able to come outside of the portal, and then if they move onto the portal block, they go back to the Nether, and it just stops you getting invaded. Okay, we've got plenty of torches, we've got tools, we've got golden armor on, plus we've got other diamond armor on just to keep us safe. We've got a water bucket there, which I'm going to show you why I've got in just a minute. We've got a flint and steel to light things up, and we've also got our gold. We're ready to go through. And to light a Nether portal, all you need to do is with your right mouse button on any of the inside of these obsidian blocks, just give it a click. That is our Nether portal, and it is a gateway to an entirely different, rather more dangerous dimension. So, sword and shield in hand, and I have got a spare shield just in case this one's gone because it's nearly broken. Let's go through and see where we spawn, and you have to be quite careful, because sometimes you come out in an area that's not very friendly. Always look immediately up, because if you look up, look, we've got that advancement, we need to go deeper. That's the first time you come through to the Nether. If you look up, you see we've got lava falling down over there. Well, that lava could be falling down here. Fortunately, on this occasion, it isn't. There is one fairly close. But if it's going to fall on your head, you want to make sure you get out of the way as soon as you can. We have spawned in a Nether waste. Now, some people might think that's the best one. Some people might think that's the worst one. But it does generally mean you can move around quite quickly. Let's get rid of this fire by left-clicking on the fire. That puts it out. That is a ghast. And I'm just going to move a little bit because he is going to fire fireballs at me until such time as I'm dead or gone. And you've got to be very careful with a ghast, because I've not got any arrows, have I? I should have come through with some arrows. You know what? I might go back with some arrows. Although I've got to be honest, I'm not sure I've got very many arrows. No, I haven't. I've got 4. Now, you can make arrows with feathers, flints, and sticks, but I've not got any feathers, so I can't do that. The other option is to get infinity as an enchantment on my bow, which means I only ever need 1 arrow, and that sounds like a much better idea. So let's make myself a bookshelf. I'm using birch because, you know, it saves burning it, I suppose. Put that bookshelf right in the middle, slab there, slabs across. That gives me another lectern, which means I can create myself another librarian villager because I've got plenty of adults here. Look, I'm also going to make myself a different workstation called a smithing table. Now, this could be coming in useful a lot later, but it also means I get a different type of villager to trade with as well. So one villager is going to come in and take that one, and I will place this second one, although I'll probably live to regret it. And I'll place the smithing table right there. So when I bring the villagers down, they should drop straight into that and we should be all good. So just like before, we're going to place a workstation at the end here. And I'm going to remove this and also this. And that should attract these guys to the workstation. They should fall down the hole. And of course, they all fall down the hole. This is not what we're after. You keep... Well, you know when things go horribly wrong? That. But it's all right. You know what? I'm not that bothered because we can restock. And now I can take this little area away as well. So we'll let you go free range just for a bit. And those guys floating around at the back there, I'm going to need to reconstitute them into another little breeder. Maybe a more effective one. But that's not a job for now. What is a job for now is getting this last guy into play with this workstation, the lectern. It's the whole point of me making this one. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up these gates and let them come out. You can come out now if you want, or would you rather come out the other end? I suppose it's possible you might want to come out the other end. Let's come out this way then. Let's come through this way. Do you want to come out this way maybe? Yeah? Do you want to come out this way? Look, there's a hole. There's a hole. We can actually even place this down here, and maybe you want to come and find it. Oh, that one is. Yep, they're coming out. They're coming out. And go in the opposite direction. Villagers can sometimes be seriously kooky. I've realised what happened. This villager up here locked onto that workstation, which meant none of the others were remotely interested. Which means I just need to get that villager down. Oh, look, did you see that? The iron golem was just offering the poppy to the villager. That was cute. So I'm going to dig up behind the lectern. That's going to allow this chap to come along. Let's come out that side and go back round. And now using the boat trick, I can get this guy to fall in. Just need to There you go. So get in the boat, pop the boat over the hole like that. I can jump out. He is over the hole. At least you should be. Let's get over the hole ever so slightly more. Break the boat. And he should fall in and become just the person I want him to be. And then I can come down and trap him. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out that fence there. And then the villagers here should go back to their beds at night time. I wonder if that'll happen. Yep, that's starting to work. In you go. Well done. 1 down. 2 down. Just 1 more to go. But obviously that third one got stuck in with a sheep, didn't it? So go on, out you go. You go find your way back there. Inside. That's it. Just keep going. And I can pop you back. Perfect. I think I got away with it and nobody noticed. So I'm going to try and fix up my bow by getting some more experience by trading with these guys. Not that one. Hello, fella. Right, so if I trade up with you, just keep getting a few more of these, which I'm going to need anyway, until you get absolutely bored sick of sticks, which hopefully won't be until I run out of them. No, we've just finished that. Although, have you just moved from... Yes, you have. You just got another thing. What's your next one? Oh, 13 for an unbreaking 2 bow. That's actually a really interesting trade. I'm going to take that one because that means that's going to last a lot longer. And that trading has almost brought my pickup right back up to full health. So let's see whether or not we can get infinity first shot. Oh my God! I was actually kidding! We actually got the one I wanted first go. I swear down, that is absolute luck. That has never happened. I thought I was going to have to re-roll that 468 times. I need 18 emeralds and a book. I've got 3 emeralds at the minute. Hang on. That's bonkers. I actually... Please, people, don't think that ever happens because it doesn't. Let me just get a few more emeralds here. Not nearly enough. But I think I've got some more back at base. That was completely mental. Okay, so we're going to lock you in, my friend, because I have now got 22 emeralds and a book. I'm going to take that infinity book. Thank you very much. And we're now going to go and put that book onto that enchanted bow that we just traded. And to do that, again, right click on your anvil, get your bow, get your book. This is going to cost me 4 enchantments, but that's okay. I've got 18. Out comes that with Infinity 2 and Unbreaking. That's fabulous. No more excuses now. We are nether bound. I've got a bow that can shoot the ghasts. That was a silly mistake. And we can see if we can get ourselves the stuff that we want. Take a quick look around. The ghast is almost certainly gone because it would have despawned, but if we get another one, that's absolutely fine. So we've got a few things that we can do here. The resources that we want are not right next to us. Oh, actually, that was a lie. But let's see what we've got. We've got a lava lake just there, but we can go down one. So I'm just going to get my my bashy pick with fortune 3 on it, which is going to give me nether quartz. Do it again. Nether quartz, 4 of them that time, and this one, that's given us 5. So it's nether quartz that we're after. We've also got this stuff here. This is gold, but we have to be very careful about who is around us when we dig it out, because if there are any piglins around, they think we're stealing their gold and they attack us. I think we're all right, but whilst I'm here, I am just going to grab some more of this quartz, because quartz is super useful. And it also gives you loads of XP, so my pickaxe is actually getting more mended rather than more broken. There is also red dripping from the ceiling very occasionally that I just noticed. So I'm gonna... There it is, you see that red dripping? That means there's lava directly above us. So we've got to be very careful. I can hear the ghast, but not see it. But ghast can be heard from a very long way away. I'm just gonna dig this out and get these nuggets. Let's see how many we get. We got 48 nuggets. Now 58 nuggets. That's loads of nuggets. And we've also got this stuff. This is glowstone. It is a superb light source. And if I do it with my bashy pick, I get this stuff here. Glowstone dust. And glowstone dust is quite useful for a few things. So I'm going to get a few glowstone dusts. Like that and like that. But then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to use my silk touch pick. With my silk touch pick, I get the entire glowstone block. And glowstone, as I say, is super useful as a light source. So let's get all but one of them. We'll leave one just to keep this area lit up. And we have found our friend the ghast. The thing about ghasts is they fire at you from where you were standing, not where you are standing. So we can just fire straight at him. He gets very upset about it. And it doesn't take a lot of hits to kill him. And unfortunately, it died over a lava lake. So any of its drops are going to have been lost. Oh, there's another one just there. Let's knock them out as well. That was a terrible shot. Right, you see that? That hit me straight in the face. But if we can knock that back to him, we can get another award called Return to Sender. And it's got to hit him straight back though, unfortunately, which is not so easy with a bow. So let's try doing it with a sword. We're going to hit it straight back at him. Bang. No, I'm not very good at that. But also, I think we're just going to get rid of this one. Let's just get rid of him. Because if he destroys our portal, that is also a major problem. Because we haven't got anywhere getting back other than dying. So I'm just going to keep firing at him. And hopefully this one's going to get out of the way fairly soon. Let's put some of this fire out as well so as I don't fall into it. There it is. Right in the face. That's much better. And that has dropped what looked like some gunpowder, but that went straight in the hot sauce as well. I am also going to take a little bit of netherrack. Now the thing about netherrack is it properly chews through your pick. So 1314, take out 1, 1313, take out 1, 1312, and before you know it, you've got no pick left. So be really aware, especially when you've got non-diamond picks, that this stuff chews your pick up to pieces. But I think I'm going to take some because it's very useful for bridging across when we go exploring. Plus I'm going to use some of it to decorate up that nether portal like I said earlier. I also told you that I brought this water bucket to the nether with me so as I could show you something. See, the thing about the nether is it's a hell dimension, which makes it super, super hot. And if you try and place down water in a super, super hot place, well, it's a bit of an anticlimax really. Just watch this. It just turns to steam, which is unsurprising given the temperatures. So it's absolutely useless in the nether. Now I've got an empty bucket that I could fill up with lava. But what I am going to do is take a note of my coordinates. 77 on the X, minus 24 on the Z. And we're going to go for a bit of an explore. Now I would go over that way, but we can't get across it very easily. That there is a basalt delta. It's a different biome. And you can get basalt and all sorts there. It's quite a nice biome to be able to collect that. I'm going to go in this direction, however, and we're going to see whether or not there's anything interesting that we can find this way. I'm going to burrow my way through this netherrack, and you can see, actually, we found ourselves in a bit of a netherrack island, haven't we? So what we're going to do is we are going to branch ourselves across. So I'm going to take some of this netherrack, and using my shift button, I'm going to come across this abyss, holding my shift down so I cannot fall into that hole. Because if I fall into that hole, that is almost certainly going to kill me. That is a deep enough drop to be able to kill you, definitely. So we're nearly there. Let's come across this way. And that then gets us down. So we've got ourselves a little bridge. I might widen the bridge up just to make sure that, like an idiot, I don't fall off it later on if I'm running away from something, which is highly possible, if not probable. So let's widen it up there, there, there. There's lots of netherrack, so it's not like I can't get any more. And that, now, is a solid bridge all the way across. I'm going to get myself my torches, so as I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to leave myself just a little breadcrumb trail all the way home. Let's just pop that there and there. So that can go there, that can come at the top of my bridge, this can come across to the other side of the bridge, and so on, so we should not get lost. Oh, we have got a soul sand valley. That's actually a really nice thing to grab. I'm just going to get myself some more quartz first, and then we're going to go over to the soul sand valley. Now, obviously we avoid that enderman, but this soul sand valley has got a few things of interest. First off, soul sand. And we're going to grab some soul sand because soul sand can be really useful for certain things a little bit later on. Now, the thing about soul sand is trying to walk on soul sand really, really slows you down. You can't go very fast on it, but it's quite good for water elevators and such like. So I'm going to grab some of that like that. And there's also the other thing called soul soil. Oh, and we've got a fortress. And look, a crimson forest in the background. This is an absolute result. We're going to avoid the enderman, but I'm just going to try and see if we can find some soul soil. Also, soul sand valleys are known for spawning lots of skeletons, so do be aware of that. This stuff here, you see it's more stripy, is soul soil. This is good if you want to make yourself soul lanterns and other such similar things as well. So we'll grab ourselves a little bit of that as well, because all of this is going to be really super useful. This is one of those zombified pigmen that I mentioned to you earlier on that can spawn inside your portal. It's completely harmless to you unless you hit it. And if you hit it, all of its mates come running and they all have a go at you at the same time. It's actually a really good way of getting yourself a lot of gold because they drop gold, but they hit really, really hard. So you have to be careful. The other thing that I wanted to introduce to you that comes in these valleys, these soul sand valleys, are these fossils. Now, fossils are dead useful for a number of different things, but this one has integrated itself into this fortress, and fortresses are also really quite scary because they're full of monsters that desperately want to kill you. Those swirling, glowing mobs right there, they're the blaze. They're going to fire fireballs at you and they're also going to hit you quite hard, but they also drop some really useful things too. Let's see if we can get ourselves some. So we've officially entered the fortress now. It says a terrible fortress. Well, it's not too terrible at the moment. I'm just going to place a torch there so as we know which way our way out is. Just going to investigate down this. I think this is just the end of a single corridor, but there might be a little bit more going on inside. Nope, that is just a single blocked corridor. That's absolutely fine. So we need to go heading in this direction into the fortress, which means we're likely to come across some of those mobs and monsters that I mentioned before. Looking left and right, always taking a quick look, and then coming this way. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to make ourselves a little safe haven, and we do that by bringing ourselves blocks across these gaps. This is going to help us should we come across any wither skeletons, because wither skeletons are 3 blocks high. This is 2 blocks, so they can't chase you underneath here, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to pop a single torch in the middle of that to show me that that is an area that we have made safe. And then I'm going to come in this direction, and you see we've got ourselves a chest. Just take a quick look around. Oh, there's another chest there. We've got diamond horse armor, another flint and steel. That's quite nice. Let's just take that chest, place ourselves a torch on top of that, and then come along sideways, have a quick look, check it's safe. We've got iron horse armor. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to use our bundle. So we're going to get some glowstone in there, that glowstone in there, that chest can go in there, that gold can go in there, and some of those can go there. So we've filled that up quite nicely. There's a little bit more iron, which I will take, a little bit more gold, which I will take, and this stuff is called nether wart, and we're definitely going to take that. That's going to be super useful for the future. I'm going to place myself, just gather that up, put on a block there, and that right there. I can't fit my horse armor in, which is a bit of a shame. That wheezing sound is a blaze, and there it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around and I'm going to kill the blaze, and hopefully it could drop. No, it didn't drop what it was we wanted it to drop, which is a shame. I'm not worried about the horse armor. Oh, there's something down there that we're going to go and investigate in just a moment. Can you see that little splatty thing? We're going to go for that. You know what? Not in just a moment. We're going to go for it now. So I'm going to use the side of the building to stare down, which will bring me close enough to be able to drop myself down onto that soul soil without killing myself too much. And I can then make myself more steps to get myself all the way down next time I want to go. Yeah, what we've got here, just checking around, what we've got here is a dried ghast, and a dried ghast is awesome. So we're just going to pick out the dried ghast and pick that up. Isn't that fantastic? 1 dried ghast. I'm going to show you what we do with that when we get back to base. I can also hear clankings That clanking is a wither skeleton. And I'm just having a quick look around, see if I can see where they are. But I can't. So we'll carry on doing our exploring for now. As you go down into the place, you'll find various other areas, various other treasures. A saddle. A saddle could be kind of worthwhile, but I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment. I'll switch it out with some gold nuggets for now. That's probably fine, right? So I'll leave that as one that I've not taken everything from. That there is the end of a sword. Can you see that sword? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place those 3 there, and we're going to see if we can kill ourselves a wither skeleton. Before that, however, we do still need to kill a skeleton. I'm going to do that just by giving it a re-slap. There we go. Right, so the wither skeleton has seen us. Now, we don't want to get hit by the wither skeleton because it will give us an effect called withering, which turns our hearts black. And that's not a good look, and it actually hurts a really lot. So we're just going to keep hitting this guy from behind our wall. Yes, it's utter cowardice, but you know what? I'll live with cowardice. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to pop myself a torch there to show that we're going in that direction. And we're just going to check out all of these areas. There is what I was looking for right down here. Here, this is the reason you come, or one of the reasons you come into these areas. And we've got a skeleton chasing us, so let's just get out of his way. Have a go at him as soon as he comes around the corner. Just by left clicking quite hard. And then we can pick up these bits here. This extra nether wart. Careful not to hit that zombie piglin, because that's really rude. Now, if you are playing a server, it is really important that you replace some of the nether wart. So I've got now loads and loads, 38. Replant the nether wart for the next person. However, this is a solo world, so I'm not so worried about that. And I've also got lots and lots of soul sand already, so I don't need to get any more of that. Coming up here, just having a quick look. Is there anything that wants to kill me? No, not at the moment, but it will give us a really good view from around this area. So the one thing that I've not found yet is a blaze spawner. And that's kind of the last thing that I was looking for. So we come this way. This is the place we've just been. This goes down another level, so let's just check down here. Place that torch there to make sure we know which way we're coming. Come sideways. Check both directions. Nope. That has got... Oh, now we've got a smithing template. That is definitely worth switching stuff out with. We'll talk about that in a future episode. I found another nether wart room, so let's just grab this stuff as well. So I'm just backtracking the way that I put my torches down. So we went this way, and that's another way down. So I'm just backtracking to get myself back up towards the surface where we were, which was just here. I'm just going to kill off that skeleton by lobbing him down there. You notice the ghast didn't see us because we're inside. And then if we keep tracing our way back this way, maybe the blaze spawners are in the opposite direction. There's another blaze there that we can have a go at. There's nothing around here that's going to kill us, so we can get this blaze with arrows. They're not the greatest of shots, but when they hit you, they do hurt. So if you keep out of sight of them, there's a wither skeleton over there. Get that blaze. So the skeleton's also in the way. So let's... I'm just going to get my health back by eating some bread. Okay, now the skeleton's gone. We can rush this blaze. Remembering our shield is going to block any attack that it's got there. Let it fire its bits at us. And now it has. We can attack it. Get rid of that. And there was a skeleton around this side as well. I'm just very conscious of the fact that there is a ghast there about to have a go at us as soon as it sees us. So let's get rid of him. Skeleton's wandered all the way over there, so we can get rid of him. I'm very, very surprised that we've not come across a blaze spawner. Oh, look! Another one. We'll take an extra one, always. There's another blaze right there. But just because there's blaze doesn't mean that there's a spawner, unfortunately. So we managed to unalive a blaze over here from a distance, and it has dropped, if I can find where it's dropped it. Just, you're in my way. So I'm trying to do something and you're in the way. I'm sorry, it's nothing personal. And they have dropped, if I can find where they've dropped it, a very particular thing, except I can't see where they've dropped it, which is really, really irritating. It's down there somewhere. Yeah, you need to stop attacking me because it's becoming a little bit tired now. Right there. What that has dropped there is called a blaze rod. And it is a really useful thing if we want to start making some potions. Or indeed do something like go to the end, which is something we're going to do in a future episode. And we need a few of them, which is why I'm looking for a blaze spawner. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a blaze spawner around at the moment. That's okay. We can come back in a future episode and take out this entire fortress. What we have got some more of is some more wither skeletons. So if I can just tempt them, because they're actually on the way home, look. So let's tempt him over here. He's not going to be able to get us just like last time, but I can get him. Now, wither skeletons can sometimes drop their heads. When they do, we can make something called the wither. We're not doing that right now, but again, that is something really useful for a future episode. Let's get ourselves back home. Yeah, I'm flying straight under a gas, and I just don't care. How mental is that? So we're going to come straight up, following our torches. That's going to allow us to know which way is the way back to the fortress in the future as well, which is really useful. I'm going to come past this skeleton. I'm slowed right down because I'm walking on soul sand. But it doesn't matter right now because they fire at where I was, not where I am. So I can just keep running, or walking as it is. And they shouldn't cause me any real problems. What might cause me problems are the skeletons themselves, because they are a better shot than your average ghast. So I'm just going to keep running down, and as soon as we get out of that soul sand valley, we can start going a bit quicker. Here's my bridge, and then we can go straight back over to the overworld. Oh, except we've now got a brand new friend. Look at this. This guy here, this is a piglin. And the piglins are really useful little creatures if you own some gold. Yeah, and I do own some gold. Just check around for gas. No. If I lob that out there, that piglin's going to get very excited about that gold. And it's going to trade me for something interesting, I hope. What's it going to trade me for? Leather. That's not really what I was after, I've got to be honest. But so let's take the leather anyway. Let's see if we can trade again. Are you going to come again? You've just taken my gold, but the little baby ones don't trade. They just nick your gold. So let's look, the baby ones are too quick. You grab that. You grab that. What are you going to trade me for? What are you going to trade me for? Very interested to know what it is you might give me for that. What are you going to give me? Oh, now they could be useful. So if I was to get rid of, I don't know, let's just say those nether quartz. They are Soul Speed 2 boots. Now, I'm not going to put them on now, but what that means is I don't run quite so slowly when I walk across soul sand, and that's quite useful. But for now, I think I'm just going to go back home because we have got just what we need to be able to do the next steps in that sugarcane farm, which is going to give us loads and loads of sugarcane, which give us loads and loads of paper, which means we can do loads and loads of trading and also make plenty of books. I'm just going to switch out my gold boots and put my diamond ones back on because I don't need the gold ones now. They can come back up there. And the next thing I said I was going to sort out was this farm here, this sugarcane farm, and I think I've got what I need now. First up, I need to make myself some pistons. So that, hang on, I've not got any cobble. Embarrassing. Okay. Now I do have everything I need. I'm going to put my iron in the middle, my redstone there. I'm then going to place my cobble there, and these across the top, except now that I've only got enough to make 4. So I need some more planks, but that is the recipe for a piston, and I need 9 of them. I also need observers. I actually think I'm going to make 3 observers. I could make up to 9, but I'm going to make 3. because I need 3 nether quartz there, a redstone dust in each nether quartz there, and then row the rest up. With those, I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, my little friends. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves up on top here, and I'm going to replace all of these along the back with pistons. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then I'm going to jump on the front here. I'm going to come around because I've just fallen off the glass. I'm going to jump on the front here. I'm going to grab my 9 pistons and I'm going to place them facing towards me all the way along. 6, 7, 8, and 9. And on the back of these, I need to get myself some blocks. So I'm going to use those cobble that I just had. I'm going to place cobble all the way along the back here, just like that. And then again, another row all the way along the back here, just like that. Now along this one, we can get our redstone, and we can place a line of redstone just by right clicking all the way along like that, and come back onto our glass. We're going to get an observer. Now observers have got 2 directions. If I place it this way on top of this 1, 2, 3, 4 middle one, you can see this little red dot is facing me. That's the redstone bum, and it's the wrong end. We want the redstone face to be going out that way. So again, we come into the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, this one, and the redstone bum is now facing out, which you can see that redstone made a little connection with it. I'm then just going to come along onto this one. Redstone bum faces out that way. This one, redstone bum faces out that way. And I'm just going to get some more cobblestone. I'm going to place cobblestone in these gaps. And the thing about an observer is they're really good at observing things, which is where their name comes from. So this observer here is a little redstone face, and it's constantly looking outwards. It wants to see something happen. And when it sees something happen, it gets a little bit scared and lets out a little redstone fart. And that redstone fart lights up the redstone. So for example, if I place a block in front of that there, it's going to let out a redstone fart, which is going to power this whole line of redstone, which is going to power the blocks underneath it, which is going to power the pistons. So watch this. And they all just push out. But because it's only a fart and it's not a whole pulse, it just comes out for a little bit and then goes away again. Again, if I remove it, it goes out for a little bit and then goes away again. And that is the principle of the observer. What we're now going to do is we're going to get ourselves a little bit of sugarcane. We need 9 bits of sugarcane. Is that enough? More than enough. 9 bits of sugarcane. We're going to come back up onto our thing here, and we're going to plant ourselves up a sugarcane in each of these bits. Remember, we previously had some water underneath this cobble block at the bottom. We're then going to place glass all the way along here, and another glass all the way along right here. And then all we need to do is get ourselves a little bit more of these logs. So I guess I better go and just cut down an oak tree quickly. So I've got my oak now, so I'm coming up there and up there. I can then place an oak there and an oak there. Come around this side, oak there, oak there. And at this point, I just like to put a bit of a lid on it. So what I do is I just place slabs along the top here. I don't bother about on the glass because the glass isn't spawnable and it's kind of sealed anyway. And then also along here like that. And that, my friends, is a working farm. So then I just need to dig this bit out because we don't need that there or there. I'm just going to put some torches in simply because I think it looks nicer. There and also there. And then what we do is we need to get the minecart that's underneath here to start moving. So if I remind you, here and here, we've got the minecart just there on some redstone. We just need to grab that out. So if I pop that block back there, that block back there, that block there then needs to have a lever placed on it. And what that will do is that will get that minecart going backwards and forwards forever, collecting up any of the sugarcane that comes along. Because what will happen, where those observers are, those little redstone faces are going to see the sugarcane grow up past their face. That's going to fire the pistons. And any sugarcane that's 2 bits high is then going to go down, be collected by my hopper, thank you very much, and we'll collect it down here in my chest. So I'll just go and grab a lever. Recipe for a lever is just a bit of cobble and a stick. I only need one. That lever can come down this way. And then I place the lever right there. Turn it on, and then you can hear that going backwards and forwards, and you can see it right there as well. Now what you can do is you can block this bit off if you don't want things to get inside there and mess about with it, but ultimately that is a finished farm, and I reckon that's 2 out of 4 objectives done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build that iron farm. Yeah, it's all about farms today, isn't it? And this one is based off of a very quick, easy starter farm that I published. It might even have been last week. It's on my channel. Go and take a quick look. There, it's 3 starter farms, and one of them's a super simple iron farm that doesn't even need a zombie, because they're a lot easier to get going at the beginning of the game. Except this farm isn't going to go on the island. Although the island's looking really pretty right now. But I need a bit more stone, and I've not got a stone generator yet. That's something I'll get in the future. So I'm going to go down into the mine, and I'm just going to mine myself out a little bit of stone, because this is the obvious place to do it, and maybe I'll pick up something more interesting whilst I'm down here too. So I've come here to my Y11 level because I don't want deep slate, I want cobble, and as a result of that I think I just want to dig just nicely, just nonchalantly through this little bit of stone, and that'll give me a load of cobble, and that'll be nice for me to be able to make stuff with. Oh, and I've even got a few ores on the way too. And because I'm using my fortune pick, I'm actually getting plenty. I'm also going to use my silk touch pick a little bit as well, because that's going to give me stone rather than cobblestone, and I want both. Although I appear to have hit a massive granite vein. Oh well. First thing I'm going to do is make 5 beds. So I've got my 15 wall there, 5 beds. Perfect. I've now got everything I need, and I need to get myself over to this corner. There's a lovely deep bit of water just over here, and that's exactly where I need to be. So place my boat, and it is somewhere around here. So if I jump out, you can see this is the bit that I'm looking for. Lovely, lovely deep water. So if I grab myself some dirt, and I'm going to tower up to the surface with this dirt. If I just pop that there like that, that is perfect. So now I need to make myself a platform. So I'm going to come out 2 in that direction, 2 in that direction, and I'm going to turn that into a 3 by 5, and that 3 by 5 is what's going to be holding the villagers. I then need to come out by 1 all the way around like this, and then I'm going to place a wall along 3 sides. That one, and that one, which gives me this lovely gap. I'm then going to place a bed into each of these. There, press the middle mouse button to select it, middle mouse button, select it, middle mouse button, select it. That is perfect. And I'm then going to get myself some slabs, and I'm going to place slabs there, 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 and there. I'm then going to put another level of wall all the way around this, there, and then one last level of wall to make it 3 high. There, get over there, and all the way around. But leave this side open because I want to be able to get the villagers in. And then, well, I'm going to place another row of dirt just here for me to be able to get those villagers in, and then another one because I'm going to need to be able to block them in. And I'm going to need at least 2 stacks of carrots in order to turn 2 villagers into 5 villagers, because that is the magic number. So villager's out. I just need to get him into the boat, and I guess I could get him into the boat if I just get him off of this path, because if he's on the path he won't come into the boat. Have I got a workstation? That would definitely have got him. He now just wants to chat. You just want to natter with these guys, don't you? I completely get it, but we're going to go somewhere really exciting. Come on, come with me. Nothing says come with me to a villager like a workstation. That's what we're looking for. So you can grab that workstation. You can then come and be... No, don't walk off again. Come back to the workstation, and just get those torches out so we don't get any confusion. Come back to the workstation. Don't go that way. No. You're already a Fletcher. You don't care about what goes on in there. Where are you going? Oi. Now you're just being rude. Okay, we managed to get him in a boat. So we just need to get down to the water and then I can pop him over onto the island. He'll be happy as Larry over there, and then we'll bring another one over. I've just placed a couple of slabs there temporarily, so he's got something to get up on in case he doesn't automatically flick up onto that. I'll grab my boat back, you get on those slabs, and then you can get back on there. Look, it's a bed. It's a bed. The sun's going down. It's a bed. Go on. You know you want to. And that's 2 villagers over here, and I'm just going to discourage them from leaving by popping that on there. That's fine. I'll also, just to stop anything spawning, for now, pop a torch there and a torch there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another platform, the same size as the last one, just like this. I'm going to need a little bit more dirt, aren't I? So I've come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks that way, and we've got 5 blocks that way. I'm just going to pop a crafting table down because I need to make myself a hopper. So I'm going to get iron, 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 iron. Surrounding that chest, I'm going to place a hopper right there. And that hopper needs to go into this block right here, facing out towards whichever direction it is you want to collect your stuff. So I'm going to place that hopper going in there, and then that becomes my chest. You can see the nib of the hopper is facing towards me. I'm just going to pop the chest in there, and that chest will open absolutely fine. I'm then going to get myself some more walls, and I'm going to place walls there. Oh, and I need more walls. It's amazing how quickly you burn through these walls. But easy enough to make. If you've not got a stone cutter, which I haven't at the moment, just place in your blocks like that and you get your walls exactly like that. I'm going to bring those all the way there. That's going to be my exit in a moment, but I am going to build these walls up to 3 high, just like the villager walls are. And I'm then going to get rid of that and get rid of that. Make that 3 high. All the way to the end like that. I'm going to claim that one back because I need that. I'm going to take that crafting table back as well. Let me just grab those walls out. This wall should be directly up against those beds like that. So they're there and there. So still 5, and that's great. So we're going to have to start to breed these villagers up, which I can't do until it's daytime. And once they're bred up, we'll start to get some babies. And as soon as there's 5, our iron farm will be ready. A little bit left to do, and I'll show you that once we start breeding them. In the meantime, I'm going to place a sign right there. That is the block not directly above the hopper, but above that. And then one up and diagonal, I'm going to place a sign there. And then one up on that block there, I'm going to place a sign there. And just to make myself feel better, I'm going to pop that right there. I've then got a perfectly happy exit to get in and out. And as soon as these villagers wake up, I'm going to lob them a load of food. I'm also going to need a bucket of lava and a bucket of water. And there was you thinking this lava farm wasn't going to be useful. Just collect the lava, right click on that, bang, 1 bucket of lava. I'm just going to go and get my head down. Our sugarcane farm has started producing, which is nice. Our villagers are awake, so let's lob them enough carrots to get them really going. Nothing says love me like a carrot, right? So you start getting a love in. I need 5 of you, please. And as soon as there is, we're going to start getting some lovely iron. I can now add the wall on the top there, there, and there. If I come up 1 more block, I can see that it's actually working with a bit of luck, he says. And there's a baby. And now what I need to do is put a lid on top of this, because if there is any lightning, it's going to turn those villagers into witches, and that's bad. And now that's got a roof on, I definitely do not want a roof on this section. I'm going to place a bucket of lava there. I can walk under that bucket without any problem, because this sign, somehow, wooden sign, holds up molten rock. Don't ask me, Minecraft physics. And then I'm going to get opposite that corner there, I'm going to get a bucket of water right there. That's going to flow right across over and onto that hopper under the lava. And what happened is the iron golems will spawn in this chamber because they can't spawn anywhere else. And they'll flow, but because they're taller than me, their head goes into the molten lava, and that will mean that they will, unfortunately, turn themselves into iron and the odd poppy, which I can collect in that chest. I just need to close up that section of the wall there. I can still access that. Get rid of that, otherwise a golem will spawn on it. And that is my iron farm finished. And that means we can now get on with part 4, the enchantment setup, which means we need plenty of books, which means we need plenty of leather and sugarcane. Well, we've got the sugarcane farm sorted out. Let's just breed up a few more cows. And those cows will be ready for, what's the word? harvesting fairly soon. And in the meantime, I need a little bit more wood to be able to make bookshelves, because I want to trade up for all of the bookshelves, and I'm going to need plenty. But we're also going to need 4 obsidian and 2 diamonds. Well, diamonds is fine right now, and obsidian, yep, we've got plenty of that, although I do need to get rid of some of this stuff. I first off need 1 book, so that's just 1 paper there, and 1 bit of leather. That bit's easy. I then get the book in the top. I place an upside down T of obsidian like that, and then a diamond on either side of that central one, and that gives me an enchanting table. And that's really exciting, because now all I need are 15 bookshelves, and I have a maximum possible enchanting setup, and I've nearly got all of that. Let's just go and sacrifice a few of these cows to the gods of enchantment. I don't need all of them, and in fact I want to make sure I absolutely keep some of them so I can breed them up again. And what I've done is I've managed to pull half of the cows out of my area. That's not really what I was going for, but that's okay. Let's just keep getting these ones, and then I'll lure them all back in, because they're stupid. As soon as they realise that I've got some wheat in my hand, which I will have in a minute, they'll just crawl straight back in the place that I'm going for. Where's me wheat? It's around here. Yep, you forgive me already, don't you? It didn't hurt that much. No. In you come. And you lot are what I call phase 2. Yeah, go on then. You two can have some. So now I can make myself a few more books just by going like that. That gives me 19 books. If I grab those bits of paper back out, which is enough for me to slap those books across the middle, put those there, and grab those bookshelves, which gives me 6 bookshelves. And whilst those cows are growing back up, ready for me to breed them up again, I'm going to come down in here, and I'm going to go past my nether portal and just push out a little bit further with this stone, because this right here, this feels like it could be used for my enchanting setup. It's sufficiently mysterious. We've got the magic of the nether portal already there. So let's bring this around and make myself enough of a shape to be able to place an enchanting setup in here as well. I'm just going to grab these bits out, I think, make them a little bit more space here. If I place a bookshelf there, and there, and there, I can place the enchanting table down there. It'll already start working, it just won't give me maximum power yet. I've got to get myself a few more bookshelves before it will do that. I'm going to make myself a couple of barrels, because they're really useful for storage, just like a chest. So you've got 6 planks, 1 on each side, and then you've got slabs on the top and the bottom. That makes me a couple of barrels. I'm also going to give myself a chest as well. I'm going to put my lapis inside there. And it can sometimes be a slow process, but eventually what you're going to end up with are enough bookshelves to give yourself an absolute maximum enchantment. The placement of your bookshelves are really important though. You have to have an air gap all the way around the enchanting table of 1 block. If you place a carpet or any other block like that, it is not going to allow the enchanting table to charge up. So currently I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 12 bookshelves. I'm 3 bookshelves away from a maximum enchantment table. And by maximum enchantment, that means it will give you the best possible enchantments. It doesn't mean it will, but it means it can. The fewer bookshelves you have, the lower the maximum enchantment you can possibly get. Any more than 15 shelves makes no difference. So 3 more shelves and I can start enchanting properly. And I just noticed something pop its clogs inside this. So I'm hoping that the iron farm has started to work. Let's just have a quick look. Oh wow, we've got 47 iron already out of it. That's working beautifully. Brilliant. And here is another big advantage of having these iron golems roaming around, except they do sink. But they do kill any drowns that are coming along. They won't drown themselves. So now here's an underwater sentry, which is quite nice. I like that. This drowned here is holding a Nautilus shell, which means he may or may not drop it when he dies. So if I give him 1 hit, the iron golem will give another hit. And he did, he dropped it. Oh look, I've got another mate next to him as well. That Nautilus shell will be really useful if I can find 7 more and also a sunken ship and some treasure. That would be great. My little golem here is doing quite well, isn't he? I like him. Go on, you go there. Golem, you hit him as well. You hit him as well. Go on. Thank you. Our little Golem mate now has the ability to wander out should he choose to. The steps up here will let him walk out if he wants. He doesn't have to. He can stay there if you want, Mr. G. I don't mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I'm placing my 15th one there. This enchantment table is now completely maxed out. The enchantments it's going to give me now are as good as they're ever going to get. So let's enchant something. I'm just going to get some lapis out. And I'm going to right click on the enchantment table. I'm going to put the lapis in there. I'm not going to be able to get a level 3 enchantment. For each enchantment level, you need 3 lapis. I'm just going to enchant a book to see what we get. You can see level 3 is not available because my levels themselves, my experience levels, are not yet at 30. They're at 21. But I can get protection 1 book here, and I can get a smite 2 book here should I wish to. Now protection 1 it goes on armor, smite 2 goes on your sword, and that means that undead can get killed much more quickly. Now I wonder whether or not I should just pop protection 1 for fun, because sometimes when you get that book it's got more than one. I've got an advancement made of enchanter. This is just protection 1. Occasionally the books come with more. Now the thing about this now is you cannot enchant that book again. An enchanted item won't enchant, so be careful which enchantment you put on. And that's the reason why I'm going to wait until I've got 30 experience levels to start enchanting my armor. So let's just check our objectives. Go to the Nether for resources. Well, we did that. We got all kinds of stuff out of the Nether, didn't we? So that is a definite tick. And don't worry, I've not forgotten about those dried ghasts. Finish the sugarcane farm. That one's working beautifully and it's starting to give us some sugarcane. That is also a tick. Create a simple iron farm. We've got almost a stack of iron already. That works really well. That is a tick. And build an enchantment setup, and we've already used it as well. That is a tick. We have done all of our objectives, which means I think I'm going to wrap that up there. But also I want to show you, we have got to day 99, which means if I go to sleep tomorrow, I'll wake up on day 100, which turns this into a 100 days video, well, series. And we're going to keep on going to see how many days it goes before I actually die. But I'm not died yet, so that counts as 100 days hardcore as well, doesn't it? Just ignore the fact that I've not been in hardcore. Next episode, we're going to take things up to the next level, I think, with all kinds of enchanting, a nether exploration, and all that other kind of good, fun stuff. I look forward to seeing you then. And if you've not seen all the rest of the videos, make sure you watch the rest of this series as well. And don't forget to go and check me out on Minecraft SMP. That is such a fun SMP, and I'd really love to see you there. And I will definitely look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.